this whole concept is just like destroyed by the enemy of this grace, this barrier. Like, I'm too far gone. I've tried, too far gone. There's now a barrier built between me and God, and I don't know about this whole grace thing. Is that not really sad? Like, that is, like, we're talking about the creator of the universe here, who died and resurrected. He defeated death, hell, and the grave. And we're completely minimizing his grace. It's just incredibly sad. So, you're probably wondering why I have this half a whiteboard up here. But it is, does anyone remember Doodle Jump? Yes. Okay, wow. That was a lot more than I expected. It's like the jelly car era. Yes. All right, cool. So we're on the same page. I'm going to do a little diagram. Hold on. I think y'all should be able to see this one. Can y'all see this, Banks? Yeah. Move a little away from it. I want everyone to see it. Okay. All right, so if you've never played the game, you got your little doodle guy down here. He's got like the long nose or whatever. That's him. Okay, that's really bad. I promise you my calligraphy is better than that. But so you got these let's do it on the. There we go. All right, so you got these little platforms right up here and up here, and the idea is you want to get your little doodle guy to jump up here, right? So you're jumping, and the idea is to go as high as you can, okay? The higher you go, the more you're leveling up, okay? And if you fall off of one of these things, you come straight back down to ground zero, okay? And a lot of y'all are thinking this is how faith works. This is how your walk with Christ is, right? So okay, I made a first step. I quit smoking weed or whatever. And then you make this jump over here. You're like, okay, I'm reading my Bible now. Okay? All right, so let's start praying. And so you go up and up and up. And if you fall short, you're like, dadgummit, I got to restart again. And it's just this constant cycle. And it's inevitable that you fall. It's inevitable. If you ever played the game, you know that you're going to fall again. Right? And so you just keep falling. Or some of y'all may be at level 300 or whatever. And you're like, I'm sitting pretty, I'm chilling, I'm doing X, Y, and Z. I'm staying away from all these things. I'm pulling away from God. Great. But you're so scared of falling short that you're just staying in the same spot, right? So you're up here and you're just sitting pretty, but you're scared to take that leap because it's now getting harder, the higher you get. And then you eventually fall down, right? And if this resonates with you and your faith and your walk with Jesus, you need to be free of this, okay? And I hope I'm speaking to somebody tonight because the enemy wants you to think this way. It's this level up thing. And if you fall short, you have to come back and restart. And Jesus is at the top, and it's just almost impossible to get to him. That's what the enemy wants you to believe, all right? Now I'm going to give y'all a little snippet of the stone version of the way that the best I can describe it. Okay, this is not. Don't take us to the bank. Don't base your entire life off this little freaky drawing. Okay, figure sound off, bro. All right. So we have. So I'm going to draw a line right here. Okay. That's fine. Okay, so I'm going to leave. This is life before you meet Christ. Okay, and I'm going to leave this blank because when you get across this line and you give your life to Jesus, you're born again, you're a new creation. All this is wiped clean. Okay, right? You all agree? Okay, and if you're still down here and you don't know Jesus, come find me or Pastor Banks or somebody on the leadership team after service, and we're going to get you saved tonight. We're going to change your life forever. All right, but once you cross this little line right here, you're now saved. You're born again. I'm going to write my name right here, Stone. Can y'all see? I mean, I know you can't really see that, but you know where it is. Jesus, so right when this happens, Jesus is now in my life, okay? Jesus is now with me, okay? He's in my heart. we're going through life together when this happens, when I become a follower of Christ, okay? And we're gonna represent the end of my life as heaven, okay? Not the best handwriting I've ever done, but this is the end of my life, okay? Heaven. And so this is what the way I see it works, okay? This is life with Jesus, okay? All right. That's probably the best thing I've done. So you're probably looking at it and you're like, "No, that does not make any sense." And I'm like, that's the point. Yeah, you're right. Because the difference between, I don't want to flip it around, the difference between this side and this side is I now have Jesus the whole time. Okay? So it's not this leveling up thing where I have to make, leveling up progress and I have to quit certain things, blah, blah, blah. Now, so if this is like my, linear path to heaven or the end of my life, and I'm kind of straying over here, right? I'm kind of not really on the straight and narrow. Jesus is still with me right here, okay? He's still with me. And guess what? Satan does not want you to understand that. He doesn't want you to know that Jesus is still with you when you are off the straight and narrow. Because he wants you, we're not going to flip it back around, he wants you to go all the way back down to square one. Okay? That's what he wants you to believe. If you fall short right here, even after this, he wants you to think that you're back down here. Okay? And what that does is destroys your momentum and your self-confidence and all your faith. It just destroys it. Because you think now, oh my gosh, I worked so hard to get here. And then I made a stupid mistake. And now I'm not fit to serve God. I'm not fit to serve at the well. I'm not fit to serve on the volunteer team. Or I'm not fit to go to that guy on the random in the line at Chipotle and say, "Hey man, do you know Jesus?" Or whatever. Because you're like thinking, but I'm not to that level yet. I fell back out. I got back to that level. Okay? That's how Satan wants you to think. He doesn't want you to think that you're good over here with Jesus. Because guess what? Well, Paul says, he says, or Jesus says, "My grace is all you need. My power works best in weakness." I'd say this is a weak moment. Okay? Jesus' power works best. So he's going to forgive you here. And we're going to keep moving forward. You're going to keep moving forward in your life instead of going all the way back down to ground zero, like Doodle Jump faith. Okay? That's what I'm going to call it from now on. Okay? And also, on the other side, when you get up in the top, or even when you're not at the top, you're scared of missing. You're scared of missing the platform, the next level. Okay? But when you have Jesus, you're not scared to keep going. You're not scared to continue this walk even after you mess up. You're not scared to fall because Jesus' grace is right behind you. That makes sense? I think that's freaking cool, okay? I think I've spent way too much of my life on Doodle Jump faith. And I'm just throwing this back around. It's not the easiest thing to move it. This is a lie from the enemy, okay? And this is I think this thought process of grace and faith is one of the number one deterrents from when people fall short and they don't come back to Jesus. Because they keep falling short and they're like, what's the point? I'm just on ground zero all the time. I don't want to do that. That's a waste of my time. And Jesus is too good for me. No. He's with you the whole time. Right from the moment you get saved to the moment you die, he's with you the whole time. So you're probably asking, okay, so then what's the goal? Is the goal heaven? No, the goal is not heaven. The goal is not heaven. The goals are growth for our love of Jesus throughout this entire process right here. All of this is our life, right? And that's the goal. It's to grow in our love for Jesus. That's it. It's nothing more. And you're probably like, well, Stone, what about tithing? What about not getting drunk and not doing this and doing this and praying, reading the Bible, all those things? Yeah, of course. But when you grow in your love for Christ, all those things just come naturally. You don't have to like check a box or level up, because those things are just happening. Actually, you're gonna naturally want to serve your neighbor. You're gonna naturally want to love people better. You're gonna naturally want to serve more. You're gonna naturally want to tithe. You're gonna want to naturally do all those things and remove all those distractions from your life. I want everyone to close their eyes again. I don't want anybody to think I'm not calling you out. So be it. Okay, now I want you to imagine the time or the moment that you were furthest from God, furthest from Jesus. I want you to put yourself in those shoes. I want you to think about what you were thinking about in that moment, what you were feeling, what was going on. And I want you to picture Jesus standing right behind you, right behind your shoulder, just watching, just looking at what you're doing in the room, knows what you're thinking. And I want you to understand and think about Jesus loved you just as much in that moment that you were furthest from Him than He ever did or ever will, no matter where your ideal self is, if you ever get there. He loves you just the same. Okay? Now open your eyes. That's not doable, right? It's not this level up thing. He's with you over here. He's with you right here. He's with you over here. And He just does it. It's a beautiful thing. So back to Paul in 2 Corinthians. I bet you Paul was like, I don't understand, God. Why? Why am I having these moments? If I learned anything from sitting with people in their darkest stuff, it's life is not 1 + 1 = 2. It's not that simple. Things happen and we have no idea why. It doesn't matter how much faith you have. Sometimes you're just not going to know. It's not going to happen. You're just not going to know. I bet you Paul was thinking the same thing. In Ecclesiastes, he actually says, you know, it says, in my search for wisdom and in my observation of people's burdens here on earth, I discovered that there is ceaseless activity day and night. I realize that no one can discover everything God is doing in this. Not even the wisest people discover everything. Whatever that looks like to you. And you're like, God, why am I going through this? Why? And Jesus is like, He's like, my power is made perfect in weakness. My power is made perfect in weakness. And so you could be thinking, okay, I prayed a single way. Praise God. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. And then it comes back. And you're like, wait, was that a miracle? God, was that you? Did you answer this prayer? I don't know. I'm confused. I'm lost. I'm blah, blah, blah. And that's not really the question. I think yes, God did do that. But it could have come back just to get you to lean on Him more. Just to recognize a weakness. Like Paul. My grace is enough. That's what he says. Let me keep it up. I lost my place. Anyways. It's hard to wrap your mind around, honestly, but this is important because it brings you to a congruent life of, I know some of us are about to go back to school, some of us are going back to work, the summer's about to be over, and you're thinking, I thought I was going to get some revelation maybe this summer, my life is going to dramatically change. Maybe that didn't happen. And maybe you don't know why, because you prayed, you fasted, you did everything that you were supposed to do. But like I said, it's not this level up here where you achieve this perfect thing and now you're in perfect relationship with God. He could just be waiting to expose a weakness in your life and your faith to get you to lean on him more, stronger. That's the beautiful thing. You just get stronger when you recognize a weakness because you're able to lean on him more. So what I want y'all to do, this may take a minute, but I want you to find one person in here. I want you to get out of your seats, go wherever you need to go. Find one person here. I want the gentleman with the gentleman, the ladies with the ladies. And I want you to reveal. We're gonna get real tonight. We're gonna get really real. I want you to reveal tonight an area of weakness to that person in your life that you need to invite Jesus into. And get his strength for it, because there's no sense in you trying. Maybe you've tried as much as you can. This could look like anything. This could be porn. This could be a drinking problem. This could be any addiction, maybe a relationship problem. Anything. It could look like anything. But I want you to reveal it to this person. I want you to get really real and down to the bones and confess it to somebody. And at the end of that, after you both share, I want you to pray over the other person. Both of y'all pray over each other, over that one thing.